Exactly.
plans.
But today we are branching out into a whole new realm, and it may be for you and it may not. But to explain what we're talking about, we welcome back to the program our monthly contributor, writer, Washington Post travel writer, Andrea Sachs. She has a new article called Sharing Options in San Francisco. Hello, Andrea.
Hello, how are you?
Fantastic. You're dog sitting today as always, right?
I am, and there's a dead bird outside. That's sort of tragic, so I put a pail over it.
Oh,
Yeah. That was a nice resting place. I called the owner, too. He's like, we don't have a bird. I was like, no, I didn't kill your pet bird. A bird out in the wild has decided to drop on your doorstep and die.
So it wasn't like the neighborhood cat or, the dog didn't have anything to do with this?
They're suspicious. Definitely not the dog. Never the dog. But the cat, there's just, their little feathers coming out of his face.
Oh, right.
So,
and he's sort of walking away from you like, I didn't do anything.
Exactly. Yeah, like hiding in the cars. Wasn't me.
So, Andrea, you were just out here in the beautiful Golden State. How did you like your stay in San Francisco? Did you notice I automatically said love?
I know. How much did I love it?
Yeah. How much did you love your stay?
I loved it, but it was quite the experience because of the way I traveled in San Francisco, which was using all of the peer-to-peer sharing sites that are popping up like every third day of the week.
Because it's so easy now the way the internet is structured.
Yeah, a lot of it is social media. A lot of it is this like kumbaya spirit. Like, I've got a spare car that I'm not using. Why don't you rent it for a couple of days? And it's just sort of this new, I feel like it's grassroots and more community-based.
Okay. Yeah.
Way of travel. So, for example, the sharing, it covers cars, bikes, apartments, skills. Like, there's a skee ball champion, and so I signed up for his tour. And I went ball playing throughout San Francisco. You could even, dogs, there's dog sharing. If you want a dog, I sort of do that, don't I? If you need a dog to share, you have friends, but the friends gets a little sketchy territory.
You can
I don't really know what what the requirements are to be a friend.
You can share friends, literally. Like if you're bored and you're like, I need a friend tonight. I want to go get some coffee.
Yeah, it's called Rent a Friend.
Okay, well,
yeah,
that's
there's a guy with a lizard tattoo that wants to be my friend, but
I used to call that escorts where I come from.
I think there's an underlying sense that could be the same thing,
right?
Yeah.
So,
with the guy with the lizard tattoo on his neck.
So, how did the car thing work for you? Because I think that's what most people, when people travel, they need depending on what city they're going. In San Francisco, a car is a hindrance, I think. But most places you travel, you need a car. So how did that go over?
Yeah, and I had a meal share in Oakland, so I definitely need to car share.
Oh,
I thought the car share, I ended up doing car, bike, meal, which fell through, apartment, and talent or expertise. I think the most successful one really was the car share.
Oh.
And I used relay rides, and there are tons coming that are just popping up. Some of them have to do with people who are traveling and they keep their car in the parking lot at the airport. And so rather than just paying for parking, this company will rent it out for them.
That's a great idea.
It's not a great use of time and money. So this one, though, this guy, it's relay rides. He has a BMW 1995. Passenger door didn't open. And he just picked me up. I dropped him off at home. I drove around for 3 days, and then I met him at his workplace and gave him the keys back. And it was $20 a day.
$20 a day, and you don't have to sign all those insurance things. Now, what would have happened if you had totaled the car during that time?
I was scared to ask that. I don't know. He didn't really. I tried to ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, and he didn't.
It is when you rent a car through Avis. Oh my gosh, sheets and sheets of.
I just did
initial in 20 places. And
yeah, and inspect the car, and I'm like, okay, he doesn't care that there's a scratch on the door, and he has a pack of cigarettes in the glove box. So if those go missing, because I think he shouldn't smoke, I don't know if I'll get charged. But no, it was so laid back. All he did was tell me to use common sense. And to fill it up with top quality gas, the highest, of course.
So that is brave.
Yeah.
I mean, is it a decision he makes?
Brave for him.
Is it in both cases? Is it a decision that he makes right at the time? Like you show up and he's like, "Oh, well, look at her." Did you let him know you were a travel writer for the Washington Post?
No, we never let them know.
Okay, so he looks at you. He's like, "Oh, here, it's a dog lover. She looks like someone who'll rent a friend. Sure."
Yeah. I telling him when we were driving to his house, I said, my family has voted me the best driver of our family. Granted, we're only 4 people, but I am the best. And he didn't care at all. And so I think he did scan my driver's license with his iPhone. And I think relay rides, I think the organization has some kind of insurance or protection, like Airbnb. They're all spawns of Airbnb. So I think they do have some sort of insurance.
Okay.
So Andrea, I want to hear more about the eating options, because I was looking at your article, Feastly, meal sharing, home dine, share your meal, all these different ways you get. This is really intriguing to me. So how did the food thing work?
It fell through, unfortunately. I would love for you guys to try it because I do believe in it, and I don't know, no offense, California, if people are just flaky. But
that's what I saw in the comments section of your article. Someone's like, oh, they're so flaky in the Bay Area.
I know. My editor said maybe if we tried this in New York, it would have happened. Like, it would have been efficient. They would have been on time, and they would have showed up, and they would have
told you what they thought.
Yeah, so part of it was one of the sites, people actually organize dinner parties, and you pay to attend. And it's all sorts of like Spanish tapas or seafood, or it's really fun. So I signed up to be at this girl, her name is Rachel, for her dinner party, and I never got a response. And you start feeling really sad about yourself. Like, you start wondering if you're not cool enough
They didn't
to
want
be friends
me.
with Rachel.
Right.
So I started wondering, because you have to have a Facebook profile.
Oh.
And so people, I think, sort of snoop around, which makes sense. You don't want a
Mm-hmm.
crazy person at your dinner table, like a vegan.
Could be like entertainment, though.
Yeah, I know.
Andrea says like a vegan because she is a vegan.
Yeah.
Right. We have that in common.
Yeah, so I never heard from her, and I actually planned my whole trip around her. I decided to fly out that day so I could arrive in San Francisco in time for her dinner party.
Oh.
Darn
And
it.
She never responded. And then there was another website that I tried, and this one is individuals just invite you to come over, and they cook for you for free,
What?
which is shocking.
That
Yeah.
is.
And this woman invited me over, and she said, are you sure you want to come to Oakland? And I said, yeah, having no idea anything about Oakland.
I would have said, yeah, what neighborhood?
I know, and it was the same time that movie came out, Fruitvale Station.
Oh,
right.
yikes, right.
Yeah, but, I had my BMW, so I was riding cool. And I bought
With the passenger
her
door that doesn't open.
I know, exactly. My total ghetto BMW. And I drove out, and I checked in with her, and I said, I'm on my way. I get to her house with my little gift of herbs, and she texts me and calls me simultaneously and says that she's not home, and she didn't buy anything for the meal, and she's at dinner with friends.
What?
Oh.
And she won't, and
That's awful.
yeah, and she told me a couple weeks before that she had a personal situation, a tragedy, but she would be okay.
Yeah.
And basically she said, I still haven't gotten over what happened.
Strike
I
one,
was like,
strike two.
Yeah, I'm like, but you couldn't tell me this before I drove over the bridge to Oakland? Really?
Man.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a bummer,
so I
Andrea.
thought through, but I heard from one of the founders, and he said that they've had about 1,000 successful meals. So I think I just had bad luck. I'm not down on it. I just think
Yeah.
you just can't go hungry, and you can't base a trip around them.
No, which is what you did. All right,
That's what I did.
you have less than 15 seconds to tell us how did the hotel work for you or the place to stay?
Oh, I loved it, except there was a hole in my air mattress. But I felt like I was a roommate, and that was really fun. And it was free. And they gave me beer.
It was free and
I
they gave you
think this
beer.
could be a movie.
Yeah.
This could be a
Andrea,
movie.
I think this could be a movie.
I think it could be a series. Andrea Sachs, Washington Post travel writer. You can get more information by going to our website, eatdrinkexplore.com, and clicking on the link, and you can read her article and all of her links. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you.
Back in a moment with Chinese food for real.